Subscribe to Intoxicated 3PO. Is that what they wanted? Yeah? Are we good? Did we do it?
And I always felt that Luke Skywalker was
the epitome of not giving up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did not necessarily agree with that version of the character.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just Han Solo. We saw his cynicism. So can you make me believe off screen that Han Solo becomes a guy who would run away? Actually, yeah. I can kind of wrap my brain around that.
Yeah.
That's not as much of a leap. But Luke Skywalker, the George Lucas movies, the long independent film that he made.
Yeah.
Last thing we saw was a guy who had the level of compassion that it would take to throw down his weapon in front of his mortal enemy and declare, I'm not going to fight anyone.
Yeah.
I won't hurt anyone. And I'm certainly not going to hurt this man, my father. You failed, because this is what a Jedi is.
Yeah.
I am a man of peace. That guy doesn't ever for a moment think about murdering his best friend and his sister's kid.
Yeah.
In a recent article from Forbes, it says the backlash to The Last Jedi showed that Star Wars fans actually liked Luke Skywalker. Are you serious? Are you serious? You see, this is what they believed. This is what Lucasfilm believed. That Luke was old. Luke was not important. That Luke was not irrelevant anymore. So we have to push the newer characters because the older characters are not relevant. So let's just do away with them and build up these new characters. So how do we build up these new characters? By erasing the old ones. By erasing Luke Skywalker. But to understand the backlash about Luke Skywalker and why Star Wars needs Luke Skywalker and why Luke was the character that he was, let's go back. Let's go back to where Luke Skywalker learned to never give up, to always love his friends, to always find the good in people. Let's go back to his father, Anakin.
Mom, you say the biggest problem in this universe is nobody helps each other.
You can clearly see it was the values of Anakin's mother that was poured into Anakin, that wove in his DNA to be helpful, to be caring, to look out for people, to give without any thought of getting anything back. These were the values in Anakin Skywalker, and even as he got older, those values still stayed with him.
They're all over me!
I'm gonna go help him out.
I'm going to help him out? I'm going to help a clone that's doing their job? Obi-Wan had to correct him. You remember this scene. Obi-Wan had to correct him and said, no, they're doing their job. We have to do ours. But yet Anakin still, I want to help him. He's in danger. I want to go there. I can help him. I can fix the situation. It wasn't until his turn to the dark side. That mentality that was woven into him was still there. And that DNA was passed on to Luke.
I can't keep the vision out of my head. They're my friends. I gotta help them.
You must not go.
But Han and Leia will die if I don't.
We all know this scene. Even Master Yoda and Ben could not convince Luke to hang out and finish his training. He said, no, I've got to go to my friends. I've got to go to this smuggler that I met at a bar. I've got to go to the princess, who's running the rebellion. I've got to help them. I can't let them suffer. I can't let them die. That's who I am. I'm Luke Skywalker, and that is who I represent. The conversation continues.
And sacrifice Han and Leia.
If you honor what they fight for, yes.
The conversation always came back to his friends. Always came back to, no, if I can help them, I'm going to help them. If I can do something to take away their pain, I am going to do it. And no one can talk me out of it. Just trust me. I'm Luke Skywalker. This is who I am. You cannot change who I am. Not even Master Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, could convince him otherwise. This is who Luke Skywalker is. And we all know the story. There's good in him. Leia, when he finds out Leia is his sister, he tells her, he says, look, man, I could save him. I could save our father. And she says, no, man, just run away. Just run away. Luke, I'm Luke Skywalker. This is who I am. I will sacrifice myself to save others. I will throw my weapon away if it means that I can save so many. This is who I am. This is Luke Skywalker. And this is who we were waiting to see after 30 years. What has become of Luke Skywalker? And this is what you do to him.
And that little annoyed look to her, Mark. Great, that cut it.
I remember asking myself, why am I seeing Luke Skywalker like this? This is his story arc? This doesn't match anything that we know about Luke Skywalker. Anything that we know. And it just proved to me that this was the idea from Kathleen, from Lucasfilm. They said, listen, we got to erase Luke. We got to erase him. Because only the 50-somethings like him. You know, only the 50-somethings. That came out of Kathleen Kennedy's mouth. Only the 50-somethings will like the original trilogy. We've got to push the new ones. All right, the new story. These are the new toys. This is for the next generation. So the only way that we can get the next generation out is we've got to destroy the older generational stuff so people will stop talking about them and thinking about them. And hey, look, even though Luke is important, if we tear him down, it will build the other characters up. And then people will like them. Right? Well, how do you erase Luke Skywalker? Well, first you start at Lucasfilm. If you don't know, this is a photo of Luke Skywalker at a desk at one of the people that work at Lucasfilm. Yes, there was an interview with someone at Lucasfilm, and somebody noticed this picture of Luke Skywalker with a giant red X over his face. So that's the first thing you got to do, is remind everyone, we've got to get rid of Luke Skywalker. Right? This is the first thing that you got to do. Remind everyone that he's not important. We got to get him. We got to erase him. Second, you hire a man who doesn't care about history, who doesn't care about lore, who doesn't even care about the movie that came before it. You hire a man who just wanted to go out and upset as many people as possible because he just didn't care about what the fans thought. He just cared about the movie he wanted to make. And the whole process of this movie was, forget the past. Kill it if you have to.
But we really have to think of what the audience expects and what they want. And he says, no, we have to do the opposite. We have to give them something they don't expect that we want.
Let me remind everybody what Lucasfilm wanted. Yep. And what's the next step? You humiliate this hero.
They can demasculinize and depenis Luke Skywalker, put him in a bathrobe as a failure, somebody who gives up and literally sucks on sea monster tit, instead of fighting the First Order, which is what he should be doing. What kind of message does that send to our boys? How are boys supposed to grow up without Luke Skywalker?
Go away.
Then you undo everything, technically everything that Luke did. If Luke didn't believe in his father, then his father probably would not have turned on the Emperor and destroyed the Emperor and brought some balance back. But no, the Emperor's still alive, remember? The Emperor came back because we had to undo all that and give everything that Luke did to this person. To this is the new hero now. This is the new savior. This is the new one, right? Luke didn't have the Emperor destroyed. He didn't have Anakin turn back and destroy the Emperor. No, the Emperor's still alive now. And so now it's Rey who destroyed the Emperor. And if that wasn't enough, then all the new books that are coming out, we still got to knock Luke down some more. How about this one? How about Jen Erso, the another Disney film from Rogue One? In this book, the Rogue Squadron, the Alphabet Squadron, where it says, in the book it says Luke didn't really do anything. He just took a shot. Jen Erso did everything. Okay? So this is how you erase Luke Skywalker. But this is not how you erase what you have done to Star Wars fans. and you wonder why there was backlash. You wonder why there was backlash. And you might say, but it's only the old white guys that are upset about this. Oh, really?
Mark Hamill, we need you, man. We will always need you. You are Luke Skywalker. I was so disappointed with what they did to Luke Skywalker, and I always will have my EU books where I had Grand Master Luke Skywalker, and I will forever be the continuation to the Luke Skywalker that I grew up with. Because, like, when you sit there and you say, you failed, Your Highness, I will never turn to the dark side. I'm a Jedi like my father before me. To go to, my nephew is having a bad dream. I'm going to go wax him. That's what I'm going to do because my nephew had a bad dream. His best friend's son, his sister's, twin sister's son, he's going to think about killing. But that's the natural progression for Luke Skywalker. I refuse to accept that as canon ever. To me, I'm like, there's no excuse for what they did to Mark Hamill. And then again, I'll say this also, and I said this before my stream. The fact that they X'd out Luke Skywalker's face, and I don't care if it was a joke, I don't care whatever it was, but that was on StarWars.net. It was on there for the world to see. They have an X through Luke Skywalker's face. I asked anybody out there, asked the chat, could you imagine working at any company? You're working at Disney. Put an X through Mickey Mouse face and have that shown.
I went through so much as a child, and that man was the one that I looked up to.
Dang, that's real, bro.
I wanted to be with. Got me through some hellacious shit. And I just went in that galaxy far, far away before I knew how to protect myself, before I knew how to fight back, And all throughout my life, I'm as militant as they come. Love my black heroes, love my history.
Yeah.
But it was always a part of me that wanted to be Luke Skywalker.
That's real, bro.
Now I'm in my 40s, and I was so excited to see my hero again, just so I can go back to that part of my life where everything was so good. And then, by the time Last Jedi came and just saw just how they just not even so much misused him, but they just made him look weak, cowardly, Not the idol, not the hero that I grew up with, that I wanted to be. And I said, we'll never see nothing like this in our life again. Do you know that it wasn't, I don't have a problem, even though I hate the new characters, I didn't have a problem with them being in it because I know what the deal was. I know that you wanted to bring the new people in, cater to the new blood. I get that. But you couldn't, at the very least, show the love and respect that this man, Mark Hamill, gave to the fans day in and day out. He had a life. He had a life. He had his family and this, that, whatever, but he still looked at us with gratitude and gratefulness that the role that he embodied, he knew it, and he celebrated that with the fans. And the only thing, y'all couldn't even throw him a bone and give him the respect that he deserved.
You know what, though, Abu, that's real talk, bro, because the whole point of me watching the sequel trilogy was because I wanted to see how they was going to do Luke, bro. That was the only reason. Like, I love Han, I love Leia too, but I wanted to see what was going on with Luke.
We wanted to
Period, point blank.
We wanted to see a new generation of Jedi. We wanted to see Grandmaster Luke Skywalker bring us these new Jedi. That's what I was looking for, man. That's what I thought The Force Awakens was gonna bring.
Share my screen whenever.
It's a symbol of hope. He's a symbol of hope. He's been that way for decades. and they bring him back washed up. He was just wrong.
Those are my favorite heroes on the screen. But my heroes in real life, and this is the thing that people forget, it's my father, my big cousins, my uncles.
Yeah,
so I had them in my life. I didn't need the person on the screen to look like me. I had people in my real life that I looked up to as my heroes. You understand? And that's the thing that pisses me off when they throw that in there, because you know what that does? That discounts my father. That discounts my cousins. That discounts my uncles. When you say that, oh, you can't relate to people because the people on the screen doesn't look like you. I don't need the people on the screen to look like me. The people on the screen make me feel good when I had problems in school, when I was the geeky kid who got picked on and got wedgies because I like comics.
But the other thing,
you know what I'm saying?
Is that because that pride was instilled in you, when I look and love Luke Skywalker and I see what's happening with Luke Skywalker, I don't see myself as Mark Hamill, the white man on screen with his green lightsaber. I see Black Lord Callus holding the green lightsaber.
Exactly. You know, and I'm so glad you said that, bro, because it's about imagination. And that's the thing that people forget. Like, I imagine myself being in the place of Luke Skywalker. You understand?
I think they said it best. You can try to erase Luke Skywalker, but you just can't. You could try to give us this Luke Skywalker and tell us to accept this is who he is, but we won't. And after seeing this tweet, this message from Mark Hamill, it is bittersweet. It is bittersweet that we never got to see the Grand Master Luke Skywalker on the big screen, because you wanted to erase him to build up your characters. It doesn't matter that the characters are women. That has nothing to do with anything. Has nothing to do with anything that the characters are a woman or a man or anything like that. It's how you abused the ones that we loved to try to bring up the characters that you created. It is bittersweet. You will never erase Luke Skywalker, the Luke Skywalker that we know, because he will always be with us. May the Force be with you. This is Jay. I'll catch you next time.